Good morning, I'm teacher Jess, and I'm going to get you started on a two-part lesson about sharks. Our lesson is going to be broken up into our morning class, which is an hour long, and our afternoon class, which is an hour and 20 minutes long. So our morning class is going to start out with us reading a book called Let's Learn About Sharks. Our book has a couple words missing, so I'm going to ask you to help me fill them in, and then I'll give you a few seconds to tell me what you think it is. Since I can't hear you, you'll just be saying it out loud, and then I'll give you the answer. After we read our book, we're going to watch a Wildcrats video, which is pretty fun. It's 30 minutes long, and it's all about sharks and what they eat, their habitats, and things like that. And that'll kind of wrap up our morning. When we come back together in the afternoon, we'll have video part 2, where I'll start you out again. We'll watch a video called Aqua Kids, and it's a shark encounter. So it's kids going down and actually meeting sharks for a few minutes and telling you what they think about them. After that, we'll have a writing prompt that is all about what we feel it would be like to swim with sharks, and if we want to do that or if we don't want to do that. And then we'll have an art project that follows that.
Before we get started reading this book together, I want you to make a list of things that you already know about sharks. You can either write it on a piece of paper yourself or have staff write it up on the board. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay, we should be starting to wrap things up. That conversation about what we do know about sharks. I hope you had a chance to share with your peers and your staff what you already know. And we are going to start on the first page of the book. So this writing is a little bit small, but I'm going to go over it with you. At the top of the shark, we have a red circle around something, and that small writing says that it keeps the shark steady and assists with sudden turns. There is a very common word for this piece of the shark. This part of the shark is called a fin. But there are many fins, so you'll see a fin at the top, a fin at the bottom in the front, and 2 in the back, and then the far back has another fin. So this specific fin at the top that is circled is called the dorsal fin. It helps the shark stay steady and assists with sudden turns in the water. On this next page, we see a new part of the shark being circled in red. And those little slits in the side of the shark's head tell us that they're used to take oxygen from the water to help the shark breathe. If anyone knows what these are called, go ahead and yell it out. If you're not sure, the part of the shark that takes oxygen from the water to help the shark breathe is called its gills. You may have already known that all living things need oxygen, and that we get our oxygen in a way that's much different than this shark or other fish. What is a part of our body called that gets our oxygen moving from the air into our blood? If anyone knows, go ahead and shout it out. Did somebody say it? It is our lungs. So the major difference you will see between sharks' gills and our lungs is that our lungs are on our insides. You can feel them by taking a deep breath in and out. Did you feel the way your chest rose and sometimes your shoulders and your belly will rise too? That's your lungs inside of you filling up with air. and then it takes the oxygen out of the air that you breathe in and disperses it through your blood and all of your organs. The next fill-in on our shark for our book says that sharks can see in the dark, and it points to this little black dot. Altogether, this little black dot is called the shark's eye. Yes, that is correct. So the shark's eye can help it to see in the dark. You and I cannot see well in the dark, but we can see a little bit. Sharks can see in the dark just as well as you and I can see during the daytime. Another easy one on this page, you can see what's circled on the shark's face. It says, sharks can tell the direction a smell comes from up to a mile away. Which body part is the shark using to smell the direction of a smell? Yes, it is their nose. That's an easy one. Sharks use their nose just like we do, but it's much, much stronger. A mile is so far away, and they can smell just the hint of blood in the water. This is going to be our last easy one. You can see where the red circle is. It's all around the shark's mouth, but the words are going to tell us what word we need. It says, this is used to tear, bite, and crush food. So we're not talking about the shark's whole mouth. We are talking about the shark's... Did anyone say teeth? I hope so. We are talking about the shark's teeth that are used to tear, bite, and crush food. So we talked about the dorsal fin on the top, and now we're talking about the fin all the way on the bottom. It says that this fin balances and lifts the shark. So both the top center fin and the bottom center fin are good for balance. The bottom one is different in the way that it also lifts the shark while it's swimming. This bottom fin is called the pectoral fin. This back bottom fin is simply used to keep the shark from rolling over and is called the pelvic fin. This last fin all the way in the back looks kind of like a backwards C. It says that it pushes the shark forward when it's moved back and forth. Some people may call this part of the shark the tail, but we are going to call it the caudal fin. Now that we've discussed all of the labeled parts of our shark, we're going to start to talk about the shark's habitat. And we may already know that a shark's habitat means the place where it lives and all of the things that surround it in its everyday life. Now this page has a lot of words and letters missing, so I'm going to read through it one time and it's going to sound very strange. But then we're going to go back together and see if we can fill it in. Sharks blank be found in every shin on the ear. There are blank different eyes. Most are blank dangerous to people. We blank help arcs by keeping blanks oceans in, period. Wow, that was messy. It almost felt like I was reading Mad Libs. I'm going to go through and read it with the words that should fit, and if you think you know them, go ahead and read along with me. Sharks can be found in every ocean on the earth. There are 500 different kinds. Most are not dangerous to people. We can help sharks by keeping oceans clean, period. That sounded so much better. I hope you were able to get some of those words and fill in the blanks. We're going to move on to our next page, which is called shark food. And as we talk about shark food, we'll do the same thing. Sharks blank carnivores, which means they at other animals, like blank. They swallow their food whole and don't even ew. Eyes that can blank in the dark, ocean depths, blank a nose that can smell blank drop of blood in 1 million drops of ocean otter, make them great hunters. Wow, that one was really confusing. I'll read it for you. Shark food. Sharks are carnivores, which means they eat other animals like fish. They swallow their food whole and don't even chew. eyes that can see in the dark ocean depths, and a nose that can smell 1 drop of blood in 1,000,000 drops of ocean water make them great hunters. Since the title of this page was Shark Food, the important thing to take away is what sharks eat. Sharks eat fish. They are considered carnivores, which means they eat meat and other living things. Just 2 more pages left in our book, and here we have the page called Shark Pups. So we are going to read all about shark pups. If you don't know what a pup is, it is a shark's baby. Shark babies are called blank. Most sharks give birth to live babies, but some lay spiky eggs. Blank drop their pups off blank a nursery, safer water with less predators and more food. And then they eave baby arcs a care of themselves. Some of those were easy and some were very tricky, so I'm going to read through it from the beginning. Shark babies are called pups. Many sharks give birth to live babies, but some lay spiky eggs. Moms drop their pups off at a nursery, safer water with less predators and more food, and then they leave. Baby sharks take care of themselves. Last page is called Fun Facts. Sharks do blank have bones. Their body is made of blank cartilage. Feels like the tip of your nose and the top of your ear. Blank help them ist and tur. They have blank rows of teeth. If one falls out, a new one moves up to take its ace. Starting back at the beginning, if you know any of the words, please help me fill them in or read along. Sharks do not have bones. Their body is made of soft cartilage, which feels like the tip of your nose or top of your ears, to help them twist and turn. They have 5 rows of teeth. If one falls out, a new one moves up to take its place. Thank you for reading that scrambled book with me. I know it was not easy, but it was worth it. Now we know a little bit more about sharks, and I'm putting this live photo up on your screen. See if you can identify the caudal fin, the dorsal fin, the eyes, nose, and teeth, the pectoral fin, and the pelvic fin of this shark. When you finish doing those things, it will be time to watch your Wild Kratts video. Have staff log into the Teacher Jess YouTube channel, and there will be a Wild Kratts video all about sharks for you, and then we'll see you again this afternoon.